All right, everybody, Sylvia here, and I am getting ready to go out on a trike ride. It's a beautiful day here in Crescent City, and I want to do something just a little bit different today. I know some of you will find it really shocking to hear that I have bought a new camera. I picked up a DJI OSMO Pocket, and this camera came out a couple of years ago, and I passed on it when it came out because I just really didn't need it. But in the last couple of years, I've been using a GoPro Hero 7 Black, which I really like, but the camera has developed a couple of cracks in the rear display, and the DJI OSMO Pocket, the price has come down significantly, and so I thought I would pick it up and see what the differences are, see how I like it. But first, I kind of want to just go over the two cameras and show you what they look like and how different they are. I'm using my iPhone in selfie mode, so it's a little bit precarious. Okay, so these are the two cameras that I'm going to be looking at today. This here is the GoPro Hero 7 Black, and it's in a case that has a space for the mic adapter so that I can plug in my lavalier mic, and it also has a handle so that I can carry it easily. And then this is the DJI OSMO Pocket, and I have the mic adapter attached to the USB-C port, and you can see the two cameras look very, very different. The OSMO Pocket is significantly smaller. This is the case that comes with the OSMO Pocket. I probably won't be using that today because I'm just going to be using my handlebar bag, and I think it'll be safe without that case. So this is just to give you an idea of the difference in the look of the two cameras. Little introduction, and really what I'm going to be looking for today is a difference in the image quality and how they compare in terms of image stabilization. And then I'm going to be using the lavalier mic, switching it back and forth between the two cameras, and I really want to hear how the sound is and if there's any differences in the sound. So all right, it's a beautiful day. Let's go for a trike ride. Come on, Myrtle, let's go. All right, so I have gotten my trike out of the truck. Myrtle's ready to go. We're sitting in front of the house, and I just wanted to point out just one thing about the difference in these two cameras. I'm using the GoPro Hero 7 Black on the handle in the case at the moment. I've got my microphone plugged in. You can see it's a lavalier mic. This is the mic I almost always use. And one thing about the GoPro is when I'm using it, as I am now, in selfie mode, so I have the camera pointed towards me, I have no access to the rear screen. It's pointing away from me, and so it's really hard to know how I am framed in the shot. Now, the lens for the GoPro is so wide that it's hard not to be in the shot. The real question is, where am I in the shot? And so I just kind of hold the camera in front of me and hope for the best. Whereas with the DJI OSMO Pocket, let me just turn it on real quick. So it has a screen, and I can see how I am framed in the shot. I may not be able to see details because it is so small, but like right now it's pointed looking away from me, and if I hit this button 3 times, it puts it into selfie mode. And so I can see myself in the frame. And so I know where I am, and I can do the video with a lot more confidence. So, all right, let's go for a trike ride and talk some more about the differences between these cameras and get some footage. All right, so I'm using the OSMO Pocket. I've got it in 4K 60. And one thing I'm noticing right away is the difference in the wide angle of the lens between the GoPro and the OSMO Pocket, and that the GoPro is much wider. I do have a lens, a wide angle lens for this camera, and so I'll probably try that out in a little bit. It just attaches with a magnet, and very, very simple. It's very, very small too, so you have to be careful not to lose these things. And I'm also noticing that I use the voice commands on the GoPro a lot. And once you turn the camera on, you have voice commands to change between the different modes. If you want to take a photo or take a video, change it to time-lapse, hyperlapse, even turn it off. And but the buttons on the OSMO Pocket are really accessible, so it's really just a matter of getting used to changing modes in a different way. So it's very interesting. And this camera is so small, it weighs nothing. It's like nothing to hold it. So here, this is in front facing view. So another thing I'm noticing with the OSMO Pocket is that it has a lot more manual controls. And for instance, I have it in autofocus single at the moment. And so before I take a photo or start the video, I have to tap the screen to put into focus whatever it is I want the camera to focus on. And so you just have to remember to do that. I can also change it to autofocus continuous. And these are not available on the GoPro. The GoPro is everything's in focus all the time. And so I imagine I'm going to be able to get maybe some more blurry background and make it look a little bit more cinematic. We will see. But I'm a little bit interested to see how it handles all the different lighting conditions for when I'm in selfie mode and turning it around, because the sun's going to be in a different place as the camera turns. I have the ISO set at 100, which hopefully will take care of some of the overexposure. All right, so I'm using the GoPro. I'm on a dirt path going out to Dead Lake. I've never ridden out here before. I think it's more of a day use area. There's people out here fishing at the end of a pier. Very nice. All right, so continuing on with the discussion of the difference of the cameras. Both cameras can be charged using a USB cable and an external battery. The GoPro has removable batteries, and so I carry a few extra and I can just swap them out. One thing I have noticed about the GoPro is the batteries sometimes get loose in the camera and it loses connection. And so I have to stop, like I try to turn it on, it won't turn on. And so I end up having to take it out of the cage and opening up the battery compartment and then pushing the battery in to reestablish that connection. And it's a bit of a pain. It doesn't happen every day, but it happens often enough that it's kind of annoying. And so with the OSMO Pocket, that's not even a possibility because you can't remove the battery. So I've turned down another street called Lakeview, and this is I think it's gonna take me to Lake Earl. So this is another boat ramp on a different lake. There's a lot of birds out here. Yeah, there's a bunch of people down here, so I think won't bother them, but go down this road, there's a boat ramp, take you to the lake. These snags here often have birds. Some beautiful horses out here. Looks like they're all napping in the noonday sun. All right, so one thing you can get for both of these cameras are extra lenses, ND filters, UV filters, and for the OSMO Pocket, you can get a wide angle lens. And I have one here. It's made by a company called Freewell, and I got it off the DJI website in their store, so I know that they recommend it. And so I'm just going to put it on the camera right now, and you can see what the difference is. It's going to pop it right on. It's just attaches with a magnet, so it goes on very easily, but I think you can see immediately that the field of view is much, much wider and maybe rivals that of the GoPro. So let me just try riding around, see how it works using some of these controls. So we should be seeing a lot more of the road than I was previously showing. All right, so I'm using the OSMO Pocket, and one of the benefits of having a gimbal is that the horizon is always even. And so with the GoPro, I have to take special care to hold the camera level so that the horizon is even, because it's really obvious if it's not. Whereas if you have a gimbal, the gimbal takes care of that and you don't have to think about it. And so like now I'm just holding the camera and everything's going to be really level and even. So then we'll go in front of us and you can see that remnants of 4th of July last night. And even though I'm going over a lot of bumps, the gimbal should be smoothing those out. All right, so I've been just riding around for about 20 miles all over Crescent City. Some beautiful spots here, trying out these two cameras, the GoPro and the OSMO Pocket. And my preliminary assessment for usability and accessibility, the OSMO Pocket is fantastic. It's so small and easy to find in my bag. The buttons are obvious. It's really simple to go from selfie mode to front-facing mode, to go from photo to video. It also turns on much faster, and it goes from the different modes much faster. It writes to the card faster. And so you just kind of have like just sort of a more advanced camera feel to it. That said, if I just wanted to quickly take some video, I don't want to worry about exposure, you know, what kind of mode to be in. The GoPro is fantastic. It's got such a wide angle lens, you know, whatever you're going to shoot is going to be in the shot and everything's going to be in focus. I like the colors on the GoPro, and I think the image stabilization is exceptional. One of the reasons why I picked up this OSMO Pocket was because I'm doing more walking, more hiking. And I noticed in the videos that I take while I'm hiking and I'm walking that there's a bounciness, up and down motion. And the horizon gets off kilter. It's harder to hold the camera even. And so I think that the OSMO Pocket is going to help me for sure keep the horizon even. And I think it's going to level out some of that bounciness. I don't think it's going to get rid of it entirely, but I think it's going to be far less distracting. And then the other reason is I would love to be taking some video while I'm driving. I see some really great stuff. And the GoPro is kind of a little bit awkward for that. And it's, again, hard to keep that horizon even. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment in the comment section below. You know how much I enjoy hearing from everybody. And I sure hope everybody is safe and healthy. And as always, thank you for watching.